Okay, Matt, we got the memo about the Kindness Rising promo, but what exactly are we promising people?
And is there craft services? Hey, I need snacks too.
Gentlemen, focus. Kindness Rising multiplies kindness and helps people get up on the right side of the bed.
So wait, we're not doing another angry headline show.
Exactly. We rise above the negative, divisive noise.
Translation, less rage bait, more high fives for humanity.
And this is live, like actually live.
Yep. We go live on YouTube and LinkedIn, 7:30 a.m. Eastern every weekday.
Wait, if it's live, what if I forget my lines?
Then you improvise.
Okay, so our tagline is basically wake up, tune in, and start your day with kindness.
Exactly. Kindness Rising. Good vibes, practical tips, and a reason to get up on the right side of the bed.
You heard the boss. Subscribe now before he makes us do a TikTok dance.
Kindness Rising. Wake up, tune in, and let's make some good noise. What if your next breakthrough looked like failure? Today, we're heading back into the dojo to learn why progress never moves in a straight line. Wax on, wipe out, and all.
This is Kindness Rising.
In 1994, the Karate Kid taught us that the road to mastery is paved with chores. Wax on, wax off. You think you're wasting time, then you realize you've been training your reflexes all along. Growth is like that. It's circular, it's messy, sometimes it's boring, but it's always building something unseen. That's true for Daniel LaRusso. It's true for Johnny Lawrence, and every one of us still trying to find balance between our ego and a little bit of grace.
So this is how champions train? Car detailing? Yeah.
Wax on, wax off. It's about muscle memory.
Yeah, well, my muscles remember sleeping in.
Cal and Stan are getting their Karate Kid on as well, waxing on and waxing off those hubcaps. We'll be checking in with them throughout the show. But first, let's talk about the science of failing forward. Neuroscience calls it error-based learning, the art of failing forward. Every mistake fires your anterior cingulate cortex, the part of your brain that says try again, but better. Welcome to Kindness Rising. I'm Matt Rouff, the Uncommon Kindness Guy. I come here every morning to help you get up, get after it. Get going in the comments. Let's see how things are going out there today. What's up this Friday? What are people up to? How are you finishing off the week with a little bit of strength, with a little bit of positivity? I hope you're out there doing that. Get involved in the comments. We're building a community here at the Mornings in the Lab Network and at Kindness Rising. Subscribe to the channel if you're watching on demand. Subscribe to the channel if you're watching live. And join me live 7:30 a.m. Eastern every Monday through Friday for Kindness Rising. Today we are continuing our conversation about growth with the theme of the Karate Kid. Who out there remembers the Karate Kid from back in the 80s? There might be some people who remember it from the most recent versions of the movie. I forget when those came out. Was it the maybe mid 2000s? Will Smith's kid? I don't know. I don't remember. But I grew up with Daniel LaRusso being Ralph Macchio for sure. Jace Thomas, welcome in. I appreciate you. The original Karate Kid was the real deal, Mr. Miyagi. Pat Morita, great actor. Did you know he earned an Oscar nomination for that role? He did. He was actually a comedian. Pat Morita was. He was on the show Happy Days, for those of you who remember that. He was Arnold, the guy who cooks. in the little diner they go to. Anyway, but he was actually a comedic actor, and he took on the Mr. Miyagi role, and he crushed it. What a great role! So that was kind of cool. He went out of his comfort zone to get to help Daniel. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, Mike Sullivan. So glad you are here with us. Of course, always, always. He drove Steve McQueen's yellow classic car, and Chad McQueen, his son, was in the film. That's a cool little tidbit. I did not know. What role was Chad McQueen? Was he one of the gang from Cobra Kai or what? Wow, you cried when he passed. When Pat Morita passed, that was really impactful to you, huh, Jace? I'd like to hear more. Absolutely. All right, but we're going to get back to our conversation about growth. As we always do, stay involved in those comments. Let's keep going. The truth is that growth rarely happens during really big moments. It's hidden in the repetition, the rewiring that takes place after you fall. Research from the University of Chicago found that people who reflect on their mistakes, they grow their skill sets 23% faster than those who just move on. Just going to move on. Bury the boy. Does anybody know that reference? I'll give a special shout out for anyone who knows the Bury the Boy reference. Anyway, 23% faster than those who just move on. In other words, the pause is part of the progress. Lucille Colburn, I am glad you are here. Welcome. Get involved in the chat. We're talking about the Karate Kid. We're talking about growth. This is a Fandom Friday here on Kindness Rising. We're having a blast talking about really just about anything we want, but we're using Cobra Kai and Daniel LaRusso as our model. I like to do this on Friday because I just like this stuff. All right. The dude with the bleach blonde hair in the Cobras. Okay. I'll have to remember, go check out a picture, but that is pretty cool little bit of trivia I didn't find when I was researching my Karate Kid show. Nice. Yeah, the cars, Mike. I'm not even a car guy, but that was pretty cool. Yeah. Great stuff. Here's the thing: the Karate Kid, they framed this concept that we're talking about perfectly. Daniel's biggest transformation didn't happen in the tournament. It happened when he was painting fences and waxing cars, frustrated, doubting himself, ready to quit. Mr. Miyagi's genius wasn't martial arts. It was kindness disguised as structure, teaching that growth without grace is just the grind. Excuse me. Wow. Okay.
You sure this builds character?
Character, patience, and maybe biceps if you don't complain. Even Sensei Whiskers knows discipline is slippery business.
Do you think Reggie could...
Well, discipline is slippery business. The discipline of creating those videos that I do pretty much every day is slippery business. That was a tough one. You see the little bloopers, you see the things. Hey, listen, AI is obviously a huge topic in the world, and it's moving so fast. I mean, what those little bloopers, those little blips, they're going to go away. It's going to be crazy. It is crazy. It's so much fun, though. It is a lot of fun to be able to use those tools to create. Let's talk a little bit more about the Karate Kid. If you would like, get involved in the comments. Talk about your memories of the Karate Kid. Anybody out there, maybe a martial artist themselves? That might be a cool thing to talk about. I never did it. My mother is, I don't know if she's out here today. I haven't seen her in the comments, but she's technically a martial artist. She has a karate story to tell. No, one of the kindest things my mother always does is she takes care of my kids. She always gives them experiences and helps them to be exposed to things. It's something we believe in our family. When my kids were little, we encouraged them to do everything, not everything all at once. We picked one thing, we did that. If we liked it, we continued. If we were not the crazy family that ran from place to place to place to place to place. We ran plenty of places, but not insane. Anyway, the point is that my mother, who I won't reveal the age at the time, but she was a grandmother at that time, she took one of my kids to karate classes. But not only did my mother take the kid to karate, she put the outfit on, she got in there, she kicked, she stretched, she learned her katas along with it. It wasn't a long run in the karate world, but my mother committed to my kids and did that. It was one of the kindest things, an amazing example of her love and kindness for my kids. So maybe that's a good example for you guys on Kindness Rising too. Welcome in. I'm going to have a sip of coffee. It's a Fandom Friday. We're kicking back a little relaxed and casual, having some fun on this Friday, talking about the Karate Kid. So connecting back to that fandom focus, the Karate Kid is really a story about belonging. Daniel was an outsider. Johnny was the golden boy, but he had cracks in his armor. Mr. Miyagi was the quiet sage carrying his own grief. Man, that was a powerful scene when you hear Mr. Miyagi's backstory. Growth in that world wasn't about winning. It was about learning to see. You fast forward to the Cobra Kai series. I don't know if there's anybody who's watched that as well. Good morning, Adam Holroyd and Jerry Ginger. I am glad you continue to come out here all the time and support Kindness Rising and the Mornings in the Lab Network. Cobra Kai, that's what I was talking about. I enjoyed the series. It was fun. It was fun little throwbacks, but it still had a message. It still had the heart. It still had the essence of the Karate Kid vibe. Really cool redemption story, all that kind of stuff. And that's what we're talking about. It's one of the great, it's a great example of storytelling, redemption through perspective. What if the villain's story was just an unfinished draft? Johnny Lawrence becomes a mirror for middle-aged growth, imperfect, messy, and hilarious. Absolutely. That's one thing. Definitely was a cool little twist. I love when series take off in those directions. You see what the other characters are thinking, or you gain some perspective about the non-main characters. It's really cool. Cobra Kai's dojo in the Cobra Kai series, it's filled with kids who are underestimated, and through their chaos, Johnny finally learns empathy. It's a reminder that curiosity transforms judgment. When we stay curious about someone's evolution, especially our own, we turn old rivalries into new beginnings. And like the dojo, kindness is a daily practice. There are no shortcuts, no repetitions. Wax on, wax off until your patience becomes power. Thank you for joining me here on Kindness Rising. I am Matthew Rouff, the Uncommon Kindness Guy, and I come here every Monday morning and Tuesday morning and Wednesday morning and Thursday morning, and also on Fandom Fridays, because I am here every weekday, Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. Thanks for joining. All right.
Do you think Reggie could actually catch one?
He doesn't catch flies, he negotiates with them.
The fly's lesson is motion without malice. Translation: don't swat what you don't understand.
Yes, the famous fly catching scene from the Karate Kid. Come on, who hasn't tried? I guarantee there are people out there that have tried catching flies with chopsticks because of what they saw at the Karate Kid. I still like to try to catch them with my hands. I am slow. I admit it. It's not one of my top strengths, that kind of hand speed, quick what do they call it? Oh my gosh. Quick movements, whatever they call it. Because my brain just went into a total zone. Okay. We're still talking about our lessons that we learned in the dojo at Karate Kid. Daniel's lesson was discipline. Johnny's humility. Together, they prove that curiosity and compassion share the same neural pathway. Growth is like kata, repeating forms until they are familiar. Every failure feels familiar. You push past it. Your brain doesn't seek perfection, it seeks a pattern. Every misstep lays down a new groove for balance. Welcome to Kindness Rising. I'm Matt Rouff, the Uncommon Kindness Guy, and we are talking about the Karate Kid and its impact on things like balance and growth and our lives as Gen X people who grew up with that. I'm sure there are a lot of members. Get involved in the comments. Tell me about your Karate Kid moments. Hey, Sam G27. Welcome into Kindness Rising. Stick around if you think that the Karate Kid is cool or was cool. It is cool. Or being Gen X is cool. You're Gen X, Sam. Well, so am I. Yeah, we're a special bunch. Love to hear more about you, Sam. Where are you coming in from? What you up to? What do you do every day to get up and get after it with hope, humanity, and heart? All right. And a couple other things. I'm just checking some things out. Okay. So one of the other things we talk about here on Kindness Rising is branding. We talk about personal branding. We connect it to our topics of the day as we're living our lives with the 6 strings. But we really talk about branding because personal branding is the way that you set yourself apart. It's the way you show the world who you are. It's what creates your opportunities. It's what can defeat you if you don't get it right. And that's what we talk about on Kindness Rising. It's what I do every day by coming here live as I try to show my EAT. We talk about EAT, the experience, the expertise, the authenticity, trust, and entertainment of 5-ingredient recipe for a personal brand. And Ralph Macchio, Daniel LaRusso himself, and also the famous Johnny Roll in The Outsiders, which I love too. He was the face of every underdog in the 80s, and then silence from Ralph Macchio for decades. He didn't chase fame. He didn't try to reinvent himself through some kind of controversy. He stayed grounded. He raised a family. He did small projects and waited for the right story. And when the Cobra Kai reboot arrived, he didn't play Daniel as a hero. He played him as a human. That's the EAT model in motion. Experience through authenticity, expertise in his craft, authenticity through honesty, and trust via humility. And of course, entertainment, because it was great nostalgia with a heart. His brand didn't depend on the spotlight. It depended on staying real when the spotlight was gone. For your brand, that's the message. You don't need a rebrand. You need a reveal. Reinvention starts when you stop pretending that you're finished. Got to keep going. And speaking of keeping going,
We are the Fox Den Dojo!
You're 2 geriatrics in pajamas.
True strength is measured in grace under embarrassment.
grace under embarrassment. That is Sensei Whiskers' advice for today. True growth is shown. What did he say? I forget already. Oh my God. Grace under embarrassment. Grace under embarrassment. We've all been embarrassed. We've all done things that are embarrassing, like forgetting what they're talking about when they're live streaming, or all manner of embarrassing things. We've talked about it. All right. Chickbait, you're over here. Bandana Banana. I remember the name Chickbait from the Mornings in the Lab show. You must have joined us from over there, and I am glad. Are you going to get over there at 8 a.m. this morning with Keith, John, and friends? I hope you do. We're a little different show here, but we've got the same fun Gen X vibe with a bunch of people. Good morning, everyone who is joining. All right. Yeah. So we are talking about reinvention and yeah, that's what we're talking about branding. Okay. Funny. Let's do this. How about the kindness spotlight? The mission of Kindness Rising and my Uncommon Kindness brand is to multiply kindness and unlock growth for good people doing good work. And this is what we do with the Kindness Spotlight. The Kindness Spotlight shines a light on good people doing good work, on good things that are happening throughout the country, nonprofit organizations, for-profit organizations, anything good that's happening out there in the world. And martial arts has been a huge part of things. There are great things happening in the world of martial arts, trying to create fighters that are also peacemakers. There is a program called Kickstart Kids. It was founded by Chuck Norris. We won't get into any Chuck Norris talk here. We don't really talk about him. No, I'm just kidding. Chuck Norris, he reaches over 35,000 middle school students each year, teaching self-respect and discipline through karate. There's another program called Girls Kick It. It's in California, empowering young women with confidence and boundary setting skills. Physical training meets emotional literacy. And then finally, we've got the Peaceful Warriors Project. They come from us from the Denver area. They combine trauma therapy with jujitsu. They help veterans and survivors process pain through mindful movement. Each one of these proves that kindness isn't weakness, it's control, refined by empathy. Thank you for joining us here on Kindness Rising.
Sensei, did we win?
There is no winning, only learning.
So we're undefeated at failure?
Precisely.
Undefeated at failure. That's our guys, Cal and Stan. Their hearts are in the right place. They're learning as they go, as we all are too. And so is Sensei Whiskers, aka Reggie. I don't know, is it Reggie, aka Sensei Whiskers? Or is it Sensei Whiskers, aka Reggie? We talked about his alter ego last week. Do you try to fail or fail to try? That's a great question. Great question. I try to fail. I try and I fail, and I try again, and I do something else, and I try again. And that's the way we grow. Thank you, Chickbait. I appreciate you getting involved in the comments. And like I said, I remember you from Mornings in the Lab, and that's what we're going to talk about right now. Our bridge to the show over there. They're getting a little zany on their Friday morning too. It might sound a little weird, but hang with me for a second because it's about to make perfect sense. And science, Keith's diving into a very real truth this morning. What your P says about stress. Here's the thing. Your body keeps the receipts your brain tries to throw away. When you're stressed, your adrenal glands, they flood your system with cortisol, fight or flight or freeze. That's that hormone. Over time, that shows up in your urine. You can actually measure how overwhelmed you've been long after the meeting ended or the conflict passed, your hydration levels, your pH balance, and even how concentrated your urine is tells a story about your nervous system's coping. Mr. Miyagi would fight that with balance. He'd listen to your body before your ego starts shadow boxing, because growth, just like karate, isn't just mental discipline, it's chemical honesty. All right. Growth isn't linear, and neither is stress recovery. But if you can really listen to what your body's saying, you'll find the same wisdom in biology that Mr. Miyagi found in balance, or as Sensei Whiskers might put it, inner peace begins in the bladder. All right. All right. Chill Guy, what's up? Welcome into Kindness Rising. We are the opening show for Mornings in the Lab Network, and then we all get on over to Mornings in the Lab with Keith and John and friends who are going to help you continue to get up and get after it every weekday morning. All right, Chill Guy. I'm doing good, buddy. It's a Friday afternoon. What does that mean for me? Not much, except that it's another loop in the spiral. We talk about loops, right? Your day is a loop, just keeps going up and up and up. And every time we fail, we spiral up. We talked about that earlier in the week. And I'm doing good. I'm excited for tonight. I am going on a little history walk through downtown Binghamton, New York, where I live. And it's one of those, they call them a ghost tour. It's not really a ghost tour. It's not one of those ones where they say this place is haunted, that place is haunted, but it's kind of cool. You walk around all the historical homes in the community, and actors / community members dressed as the characters who lived in those original old homes come out, and they tell you a little story about some of them are funny, some of them are boring. But it's a pretty cool little thing we do in Binghamton, New York. Chickbait, you're a historian. A historian from where? A historian of what? What's your specialty? We love to talk about things like that as well. Tell us more. Get involved in the comments. Tell us where you're from. I'm in upstate New York. There's a lot of pretty cool history right here in our little town. And we'll be talking about it some more next week, because I will be back Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. Eastern. Matt Rouff, the Uncommon Kindness Guy, with Kindness Rising as part of the Mornings in the Lab Network. Here's the thing. Growth isn't a straight line. It's a kata. One step forward, one bow back. Keep your curiosity sharp, your ego soft, and your heart steady. And if your cat starts offering life advice, maybe listen. As always, we tell you, have a great Friday. Stay uncommon. Stay kind. What if your mornings could be inspiring and ridiculously fun?
Kindness Rising isn't just a show, it's a full wake-up vibe.
It's freaking fun, people.
Yeah, man, it's got real get after it energy.
I love it.
Wake up with Kindness Rising.
I help purpose-driven people grow their impact. 5-ingredient recipe to help you build your personal brand. Get out there and take kind action.
If it's live, they'll feel it.
On Kindness Rising, we bring you proven strategies and fresh ideas you can actually use. If you're not failing, you're not trying.
Exactly. Fail fast, rebound faster.
You'll see the bloopers and the genuine connections that make kindness contagious. We sometimes get into a little bit of trouble.
Pretty much my life made the list.
You can trust what you see right here is honest, respectful, and uplifting. Social impact organizations, and we always talk about them. Try kindness. It's way cheaper than therapy. You just made my day.